We're going to talk about change and how to get a change that you seek, whether that be in your profit, whether that be losing weight, like me trying to go on a trip to Bali that you really don't want to go, but you know it's going to be best for your business. So here we go. I am a visual learner, so I am here for all of you visual learners. So here you are now. Oh, you have a odd shaped head. It's kind of like an upside down cherry from my angle, actually. So you are just like, I'm okay, but I'm not as happy. I don't have the thing yet that I really am yearning for, that I need to take that next step in my life. And then here's you at this next level. And then here's what nobody tells you. You have to go down, way down sometimes, before you get up to this little happy faced person. Now, happiness does not live in this little visual. It lives inside of you right now, but that's a whole nother day, but let's not pass that up. So I want to talk about just losing weight, or better thought is starting to consume food that makes you feel better within your body and yourself. Okay. So pretend like we've all been on the weight loss journey. What we do in weight loss is we have a couple of days that we're like, yes, I'm going strong. I'm only eating carrots, maybe a little broccoli, and things are going really well. Then all of a sudden we see a brownie and it feels like we go straight down, but that's not, we could be just a little dramatic, not here to judge. And then we're like, oh crap, I ate a brownie, so I might as well have the whole pizza. And then all of a sudden we're like, whoa, I'm coming up again. Like, I'm back on the carrot and I might have had a sandwich today. And we're feeling good. And so we go along that idea, and really it's a plateau because you're not going down and up. Like, you're on the sandwich carrot diet for a while, and then all of a sudden you're down here again. You see a donut and you're like, I love donuts, I'm going in. But you don't just have one, you have 20. So then you go on this whole path again, and then all of a sudden you have an epiphany, like, okay, this isn't about the perfect eating. This is about me changing the way I see food. And then all of a sudden you're eating a donut, but then you're having a healthy sandwich and a salad. And then I'll add in a brownie, but it's not really a downfall. It's like, I enjoy that brownie. And then all of a sudden one day you're here with your smiley face. And you look back and you accomplished your goal, whether that be for 6 months, a year, or your whole life. You accomplished that. You're happy. Transformation happened, right? Excellent. Here we are again. And this time, a smaller example is you want to do what I'm doing. You want to be seen on camera. You want to start doing videos for your business, maybe for your yoga practice. My friend's wanting to do voice mentoring, and she's an excellent writer, but she has a desire to do video. And that's a great desire. It's seeing ourselves on film and being judged, which can completely attack our ego, right? So we have to visualize our path. And let me share a little bit of my path. Now, I'm a little different because I like to do video, because in person makes me absorb everybody else's energy. So I like video because I don't have to feel your judgment or try to guess your response. If you like this, you get to stick around. If you don't like it, then you move on, right? It's easy as that. So that's my point of view. But I get having things on video for some of us is really scary, and we can't necessarily change it. I mean, we can delete it, but We don't want to do that. Like, that's our growth, right? So here we are, and we're trying to start video. And first off, we're going to trip over our words quite a bit. And that's expected. And then we look at the camera and we're like, oh, fuck. I forgot to hit record and I just recorded an hour-long session. And that, well, personally, takes me down into a shame cycle where I am literally like, who forgets to hit record? And I still ask this question, but I will tell you, if you stop shaming yourself for it, it will get better. Write yourself a note, do the things it takes. But this might be the thing that you're like, video's not for me. I can't even hit record. So then you're just like, maybe I'm just going to go back up to this version of myself, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with you, but you're asking for more. So then you write yourself a note and you're like, okay, I hit record. I feel good on camera for the most part. And then now I have to come up with something specific to say. And then we're like, who am I? What do I want to share? And then you start to self-study and you're like, whoa, I'm starting to get to know my likes, my dislikes, why I'm here, what I have to share that's unique. And then all of a sudden you're like up here one day and you hit record and you present yourself like you know what you're talking about, because you do. This is you. You've worked really hard for it. And then one day you throw out that first video and it doesn't get any likes, but you're like, I accomplished that. And then I can go back again and start the process again. But now I have experience, right? I have resilience with it because I've proved to myself it is possible. Yeah. Okay. You get what I'm throwing down. What you need to understand is you are going to go down before you come up. And depending on how scary the thing is, depends on how far you'll go down before you come up. Okay. So here is me. I'm short, so I'm going to do a little body and got some wild hair today. I'm pretty darn happy at this point in my life. Like, I've worked really hard to get to where I'm at. I've spent 15 years instructing in front of people. I had to do a lot to get here, let's just say. And I'm feeling good about myself. But I started this business. And to grow this business internationally, I have been invited to Bali, Indonesia, to teach. Most of you right now are saying, oh my goodness, I have the biggest dream to go to Bali. Not this girl. I just want to take my little camper and drive up and down the West Coast and be happy. But again, I have this business and I want it to grow. I feel like it will serve a lot of people and help a lot of other people grow. So here I am. And now I'm on the mountain of Bali and I'm like, who, Nelly, who would that person be? I think she's going to have even bigger hair and she is scared shitless. There's three things stopping her from getting here. One, I don't do well in chaotic places, especially when someone else is driving me, say a taxi in Bali. Sends me into a dysregulation, which I can get out of, right? Like, I've been in a car accident, I felt out of control. There's reasons why I have this fear, but I also know to tell myself that isn't happening to you right now. You're going to be okay. The difference is if I'm dysregulated and I'm teaching a course, which is what's happening, I'm teaching a course to massage therapists in Bali. I freeze up to the point that I don't know my sister's name. But this is what I want. So I'm going to regulate my system. We're all talking about nervous system regulation. I know how to do that. I've done yoga for many years. I've taken therapy. I know all these things. So that's one thing. There's two other obstacles. And the second one is translating in French. And when I think about someone repeating my words to the students, first I'm thinking, what did I just say? I'm in a flow state. I don't even know what just came out of my mouth. And to sit there and have people look at me when I'm not presenting anything is my anxiety crawling up the walls. So that's number 2. The third one and the topper is my highest mentors will be in the space, which has always been my toughest situation. To be able to talk with authority when my colleagues, my friends are in the room, nothing's happening. So I have a huge hill to climb here in my mind. What happened when I got this invitation was immediately I said no. And then it went away. Then they wrote me back and I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. And then they threw the trifecta of my biggest fears in there. I said no again. Then I sat with it and had conversations. I knew their presence, their kindness. I knew who these people were, and I'm close to them or I trust them. And so I had to really think about it because, again, I want my business to grow. How much is up to me? So I decided and I went straight down and kept on asking people, what do you think of this? I'm so scared. And everybody's like, regulate your nervous system, put on your big girl panties. And I'm in a downward spiral, right? Like big girl panties, they're huge bloomers that I tried to put on the biggest pair, but like they fell apart. So big girl panties not working for me. And so I went through a week, 2 weeks of just being like, I don't think I can do this, until I had a person be vulnerable with me. And they connected in a way that I was like, that's how I'm feeling. Like, I'm feeling like this might not be possible. And is it okay to say no? And it is. This is true. But again, if we want to make that change. So then I started going back into my mentoring. So then once I had someone that I could talk to, that I trusted, that had been in something similar within their business, I started pondering what would allow me to get from this version of myself, this identity, to this whole other person, this transformation. Because this is a whole new person. This one's really scared. This one's like, I'm taking it on, I'm doing this, right? And it became with strategy and steps. So for me, it was starting to learn French. Do I need to know everything? No, but I want to know a little bit about what the translator's saying and the student, so I feel like I can join the conversation. 2, as I started seeing a voice mentor, how do I make my voice stronger and know that it's going to project? It's a work in progress, because I have a whole year to make this transformation. And that's another key, is like, how much time do you really need to make this transformation? What I want you to know is I have written a whole list, actually a bingo card, of all the things I want to do so that I can be here and feel confident in myself. I don't need to be perfect here, but I need to be confident in myself. So what do? I journal about what this person feels like in their body and in their mind. Who are they? And when I start to question myself, because I'm transforming, I start to think about who's that person and what would they do in this situation. And so I'm moving along. And the other thing that I did was I took a big trip that challenged me. And that brought me way up here to the point that now I'm like, yeah, I'm getting closer to that person. I believe this is possible. I'm even looking back at this person now going, what was she afraid of? I'm taking steps, little steps, baby steps that work for me to make myself into this person. Now, the final one that I'm doing right now is I'm not just visualizing myself teaching to my mentors, I'm taking it up a level. I'm thinking about a celebrity in the room. Actually, I would care about these mentors more than the celebrity, but it's just that thought of jitteriness. Who's bigger than God to you? It might be like George Strait to me, to be honest, some classic country singer, but some of you might pick like Brad Pitt. I've heard that one out there before. You've got the ones in your head that are like, if I saw this person in real life, I would pass out. So I'm visualizing myself in the room with godlike figures in my mind to get me there. So, all the things I'm doing, I will put down below in the notes. But what I want you to get out of this is you going into this canyon that feels really lonely is actually your growth. I know it's hard and I know it sucks to put down the sandwich or put down the second donut. I'm laughing because I remember when I was on a diet, it was just like I had to make a funeral for the other half of my sandwich. I wanted it so bad that I was almost in tears wrapping it up and saving it for later. But when we do those little things, it makes us feel like, oh, I've got this, right? It makes us feel really strong. And that's what we're looking for. Whatever your goal is, know that most likely, if it's a big challenge, if it's a hard challenge, you're going to go down before you start to come up. But I want you to write down what this person feels like and keep visiting it at least once a week. Once a day is better, so that you keep this person in the forefront of who you are becoming. All right, until next time. Oh, I almost forgot to put a big smiley face. I'm gonna be seriously happy.